ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Good evening, Mamas and Mama Donalds, with your Saturday sports. Well, day one of the B3A's Junior Track and Field Nationals got off to an auspicious start yesterday. The rainy weather providing a bit of a challenge as several of the events were unable to be completed due to wet surfaces. In attempts to avoid injury to the athletes, the organizers would cancel the rest of the events for day one. However, they said they will continue on day two, so we'll continue to keep you updated on the events as they progress. Yet an impressive rookie season for the Phoenix Suns, and as a first-team all-rookie selection to show for it now that he's back home. Speaking to reporters, DeAndre Ayton recapped his first season in the league, primarily the difference between college and being a full-time pro.
Going from college to the NBA, I can probably say the physicality is definitely up there as a grown man's league. You have to, with bumps and bruises, you have to play injured sometimes as well. Sometimes you just gotta, just really play through the pain and just, figure it out on your own.
Speaking of
Healthy and eating the things. Not saying it's easy. It's definitely easier than it sounds, but just taking care of the little things for longevity, like icing every day. You get tired of doing that. When you playing some tough games, especially back-to-backs, when you're only in a city for 8 hours and then you have to go fly to another city the same night, and you're in the next city, you land at 2 a.m. So it's barely any rest. So you want as much rest as you can, and you really get exposed when you don't take care of your body. Your performance, it goes down. Just eating the right things and forcing the right things down your body will, you can proceed on the court.
She was all set to use her athletic ability to secure a basketball scholarship to help change her life for the better, but an unfortunate change in health put all that to a stop. Hear more about Samara Barr's story in this feature from our Kelsey Johnson.
Receiving a partial scholarship from Cranwell University was a dream come true for 29-year-old Samara Barr. Not only will she be able to complete her undergrad studies, but she will be doing it while playing basketball, her first love. Right before Barr netted the scholarship offer to Canada, she had to take a year off from studying overseas because of finances. She worked a 9-to-5 to save money, and in her downtime, kept working on her game, playing in the New Providence Women's Basketball Association. It was after one game last season, Barr started feeling pain.
One morning I woke up with my right knee swollen, and I decided to go to the doctor. The doctor just gave me some painkillers and some Voltaren rub, and the next day the pain progressed, so I went to another doctor. That doctor did an x-ray of my right knee, and she told me that, it's because I was sitting down to work all day and then going to play basketball and not stretching. But within my mind, I knew this isn't basketball related. As athletes, we know our body and we know when something doesn't feel right.
It was the pain that changed her life forever.
I went on to see another doctor, explained to her what was going on, and then she started to run some lab work and do some tests. And on the second test, she realized my inflammation levels in my body was high, extremely high, which indicated an autoimmune disease. And that is when she ran another test, and she was saying it may be lupus or it may be rheumatoid arthritis. So she referred me on to a rheumatoid specialist who later diagnosed me February 11th and told me I had lupus.
Barr was officially diagnosed with lupus on February 11th, 2019. She was unable to move because of the pain, so basketball, the sport she once dedicated all her time to, and the scholarship she worked so hard to obtain, ticked away like seconds in the fourth quarter of a game.
I lost about 16 pounds within 3 weeks. I had an onset of fever. I was bedridden for a few weeks, couldn't really move. If anyone was to touch me, it was just extreme pain. I developed these red raised rashes on all of my fingers, which made it impossible to touch anything or grip anything.
As she fought back the tears, Barr reflected on that day she had to break the news to her mom, who lives in Andros.
When I spoke with my mom over the Christmas break, I guess she's a mom, so she heard through my voice that something was wrong, and she was on the plane the next day. And when I saw her, I just felt a sense of comfort, and I just broke down crying. I was so happy to see her, and she just took over as nurse for me.
Although she's not fully healed, Barr is back in the game. She has done her research on the systemic autoimmune disease and has joined a local support group. Barr hopes her story inspires younger persons, especially female basketball players, who picked up a basketball at a late stage. Barr is still not certain when she will be able to finish her studies, but she said she will not give up on a sport she loves or her dreams. Kelsey Johnson, ZNS Total Sports.
And that's been a look at sports on this Saturday. A quick check on weather is up next.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.